Some stars shine so brightly that their images stay in our minds for decades. One of those stars is Ursula Andress. Known for her unforgettable screen presence, she became a symbol of beauty and confidence. But there is one side of her that keeps people talking even now: her daring photos that left very little to the imagination. Ursula Andress was more than just an actress. She was a trendsetter, a woman who broke the rules and showed the world that confidence and boldness could go hand in hand. In some of her photos, she wore something called a G-string, a tiny piece of clothing that revealed much more than most outfits of her time. But why are these photos still talked about after all these years? It is because Ursula was fearless. In an era when modesty was considered very important, she chose to wear outfits that were daring and sometimes shocking. People admired her courage, even if some were surprised. Her photos made a statement. She was proud of who she was and never hesitated to show it. It was not just about being bold. Ursula Andress understood how to present herself. She knew how to use her gaze, her posture, and her smile to create images that captured attention. Even in small, revealing outfits, she managed to keep an air of mystery. One could see her confidence shine through every picture. That is something many stars now try to copy but rarely succeed at in the same way. One might know Ursula Andress as Honey Rider, the character she played in the first James Bond movie. That role made her famous, but these G-string photos added another layer to her stardom. People were not just looking at a movie star, they were looking at a woman who dared to be different, who pushed boundaries and opened new doors for fashion and self-expression. Each photo tells a story. Some show her on the beach, soaking up the sun. Others show her in glamorous settings, holding herself with grace and poise. The G-string outfits were not just about showing skin, they were about showing a personality. Ursula had a way of making even the simplest pose look powerful. Every photo seems to whisper that she was in control and decided how she wanted to be seen. Fans at the time could not stop talking about these pictures. Newspapers and magazines highlighted them, sometimes with a hint of shock and sometimes with admiration. People debated whether her photos were too daring, too bold, or just right. But one thing was clear: Ursula Andress was not afraid to challenge opinions. She showed that women could express themselves freely without waiting for anyone's approval. Beyond the photos, Ursula's personality was just as captivating. She was known to be kind, witty, and clever. She enjoyed making people laugh and sharing stories from her life on and off the screen. In many ways, her daring fashion choices reflected that personality. They were not just for attention, they were a natural extension of who she was. Some people wonder if these photos were shocking for the time. The answer is yes, but in a good way. They were not meant to be vulgar or inappropriate. They were meant to celebrate the human body, to celebrate freedom, and to show that beauty can be bold. Ursula did this with a unique style that many others tried to copy but few could match. Now, looking at these pictures, one can see how ahead of her time she really was. Many trends seen now were already hinted at in her style. She showed that being confident in one's skin is powerful. She also reminded people that it is acceptable to challenge old rules and set one's own path. Ursula Andress in G-string photos is not just a story about clothing. It is about self-expression, courage, and individuality. It is about a woman showing the world that one can be both glamorous and daring, bold and graceful, all at once. These images might leave little to the imagination, but they leave a lot to think about regarding art, beauty, and confidence. Ursula Andress was not just a star on the screen. She was a star in every way: bold, confident, and unforgettable. Her G-string photos may have turned heads, but her spirit turned hearts. That is why people still remember her, talk about her, and celebrate her now.